Today we have with us Mr. Veerendra Jaitley. He is an alumnus of the batch of 1979 from RK Hall of Residence. Let's hear from Sir. He is right now the president of IIT Foundation. Thank you, sir, for being with us.
Thank you. I think life in KGP is totally different than the life beyond KGP. When you are in KGP, you are a student, okay? Hardly any responsibility. You just study and you have fun. And when you are outside, you have a lot to do. Over a period of time, you have a family, you have a lot of responsibility. You have to deliver wherever you work. So at KGP, of course, the life is, you can say, just enjoyment, must. पढ़ाई करो, लिखाई करो, खेलो, कूदो, activities में participate करो, and develop yourself, evolve yourself over a period of time. That is what you should be doing during that period, right? And make yourself ready to face the challenges in the world. Okay, see, my childhood I spent in J&K, and I had seen the wars of 1965 when I was in school. I think maybe in 3rd or 4th standard. Then 1971 war. In my subconscious mind, there was some love and affection for the soldiers, for the defense people. Probably that surfaced during my 4th year, you can call it. Though there were no as such plans to join the Indian Navy initially, but when the opportunity came and my elder brother had joined army, so I decided to serve the nation. And I was one of those guys here who had never thought of going abroad. I always wanted to stay in India, that was very much sure, and serve our own country. Because I always felt that the IITians have been educated at the expense of the poor taxpayers' money. In our time, our tuition fee used to be just 25 rupees per month. And the hostel charges were 12 rupees 50 paisa per month. So I felt when we have been educated at such a peanut cost, we owe something to our country. And with my batchmates and other wingmates, etc., we used to have a lot of the sessions. Why you want to stay in India? But what is there? Some people used to say, there's a poverty, there's this thing, the infrastructure is bad and all that. And many people just wanted to run away to enjoy the, facilities in the US and other countries. I somehow never felt that way. I felt it was my motherland. I have to stay here in this country and I have to contribute to its growth. And that's what I have tried. And the Navy was great, of course, 22 years, I enjoyed. And by the way, Navy sent me back for MTech. Probably उन्होंने सोचा कि तुमने BTech में ठीक से पढ़ाई नहीं की, go back and do MTech now. So I came back to do MTech in 83-85 and I did it in satellite communication. And I really enjoyed it. So my life in Navy also. I was the commissioning crew of INS Virat, by the way, if you know, that aircraft carrier. So they sent me to UK for 1.5 years. Of course, that was the time when my views about people going abroad changed a bit. Initially, I was very much opposed to the people going abroad and settling there. But जब मैं UK गया, मेरे views थोड़े से change हुए. I felt, India has a large population. So any number of people go also, it doesn't matter actually. And whoever are going there, they are doing well. And a large number of them, they have still their umbilical cord with their country. Many of them. Some of them, they have forgotten also their country. I know those people also, but I know a number of them who are still attached to their countries. They want to do something. So I felt very happy. And many of them in UK also, for example, I came across, and in US also later on when I went there. So people have attachment with their country. They do miss something. And now when India is booming, Indian economy is booming, many of them, they want to come back because the greener pastures are here now. So I may call them, some of them, they were opportunists actually, if you see. Those days we were not booming. That country was booming, so they went there. Now India is booming, they want to come back. So you may not agree with me, but this is what I say. Not one, I will say many lessons. In fact, I give all the credit to my bringing up at IIT Kharagpur. Whatever I am today, whatever I am doing today, I see a lot of things I learned at IIT Kharagpur. And I will tell all the students also that make use of every moment of your time here in IIT Kharagpur. One is you are taught in the classes, that is one part, that is the technology and all those part of thing. Other is you learn when you are in the hostel, when you are out of the hostel, when you are in Gymkhana, your other places. Analyze yourself, what is good, what is bad. And based on that, make the decisions of your life. And I consider myself to be very good in what I call as man management, you may call it. These days, when I have switched over what I call is from technology, electronics, communication and software to what I say human engineering, I say I learned it here. From my first year onwards in RK Hall. And then I was quite active in Gymkhana. I became the VP during my final year. And in the pre-final year, I was the G6 Hockey also in Gymkhana. And probably the only one till today. Because as a G6,
yes,
that itself is a quite important and position where you spend a lot of time. And whoever tried in the past, he lost the VP election. I was probably only one till today who won the VP election also. And I can tell you a lot of stories about those things, those days also. But those 2 years, I say I really learned a lot. I was interacting with the very senior professors, with director, with the even workers, you can say, even the mess workers and the teaching staff, non-teaching staff. And as a VP, you know, you were a part of that DC, what you call. So many times, very typical, critical cases of student indiscipline used to come forward to us. And as a VP, you have to take action on that. So I really learned a lot, let me tell you. So I do give a lot of credit to whatever I am today as because of that. And as far as man management is concerned, I learned it here, I would say. Yeah, the dilemmas are always there in life at many times. And you know, there are things going on the way they are. Many times you don't appreciate the way they are. And you take up a decision which is probably at some time not appreciated. It's not a popular decision also sometimes. For example, let me tell you, during my 5 years here in the IIT Kharagpur, I was a non-smoker. Till today I'm a non-smoker, I'm a non-drinker. In the Navy also I never smoked, never drank. They are just my values, which maybe I learned it from my parents, you may call it. And I stuck to those values and I'm proud of it. So when I landed here at IIT, I found a number of our seniors, they were smoking, drinking, and it was a shock for me, to be very frank. An institute of this level, and second years particularly, majority of them were smoking. Probably fourth and final year people, they were still, you know, a little bit mature, majority, a good number of them. But second years, they were, you know, as if just unko par lag gaye, jisko bolte hain. And when we were back, those days ragging used to be there. A second year chap, you know, while smoking, and then he throws a smoke on your face. Probably he used to derive a lot of pleasure in that. I used to feel a little bit surprised, but somehow I decided, yes, I will probably never smoke, never drink, I'll control myself. Which was probably not appreciated by many people. Hey, you're a very lousy chap. What is this? What sanskar and what body values and all that. People used to make fun of me also. But in the long run, you can say when I became G6 Sock and Curl, I used to have cigarette packets in my both pockets during Spring Festival. People wanted fat. So I used to offer them, but I never smoked myself. Similarly, when it came to joining the Navy, yes, many of us they were joining the industry. I could have been in the industry also. Probably some people told me that you can go foreign countries also, in US also, we'll give you recommendation and all that for some good universities. But somehow I decided to I'll stay back in India. And Navy happened to help land it in my lap. There's also a story we'll probably try sometime again, how I landed. But things do happen in life many times. There are dilemmas. When I joined the Navy, there was, yes, should I join the corporate world or should I join the Navy? And finally, as I told you, in my subconscious mind, in my corner, there was some attachment for the defense forces. So probably that took the decision and I landed up. And it was great. I never felt throughout my life that I'm not satisfied with my life. I was always satisfied. As a student, when I joined the Navy, as a married person, this thought never came to me that I'm not satisfied with my life. Okay. Whatever I wanted to achieve, I have achieved. And achievement is not, let me tell you, earning money. Achievement is when you succeed in doing anything. Minor things also may be in your life. When you are able to do that, you feel satisfied. Like just to give an example, when I am commanding a few sailors, for example, and one sailor you feel he has gone astray a little bit, and you just call him, do counseling to him, try to tell him, hey man, this is right, this is wrong, this is how you should be doing it, and he starts doing it, he follows the right path, you feel satisfied that day. Similarly at IIT, let me quote you one incident. Again, the question of dilemma. When we landed here in first year, we got a lot of books from our seniors. When they used to rank us, at the end of the ranking, they used to give us the books. Hey man, here are the books which you will need. We hardly bought any book here, probably. And there was a tradition those days, I don't know what it is today. At the time of passing out from IIT Kharagpur, people never carried the books with them. Maybe one art book which is of very, very special about their subject, they may be carrying one art book. Otherwise, they used to just leave the book in the hostel with the other juniors. So all our books, we got it from second year chaps. Now half of those books, I'm sorry to say, they were borrowed from the library. They were permanently circulating for maybe last 5 years, 10 years or whatever it is. I felt to this, these books have been borrowed. Why? Such a beautiful library and students have this habit. Let me tell you, I couldn't do anything for first year, second year, third year. Till fourth year, I couldn't do anything. Those days, BTech used to be 5 years. But when I became VP, I felt it has to stop. No more borrowing books from the library. And first, I approached the authorities, and we ensured that all the loopholes around the library from those passages through which the book used to go out, we closed all those passages. Like people used to study in the first or second floor, and there was a, for example, window. While studying, a chap just throws the book out, and then he comes down and collects it. Similarly, on the first floor, when we used to enter, there was a big, huge room. Last room, there was a door, and under door there was a slit of around more than half an inch. So any book which was around half an inch, people used to just drop it down and then pull it with the feet, and it used to go out. So we closed all those areas through which the books were being borrowed. And then I sent a circular as a VP. Anybody who has got any book lying with him, it may have been handed over to him by his seniors and whatever it is, they may not have borrowed it. Kindly return it to my room in my RK hall, my room remains open. Just come and leave it there. No action will be taken against you. Just come and leave those books in my room. And I gave a last date. There were almost 2 rickshaw loads of book they landed in my room. And when I took those books to the librarian didn't know what to do with them. Because he told me, Jaitley, eta ki hoche? मैं कहा सर book, कहता ये तो हम write off कर चुके हैं, इनमें से काफी book. They are written off. Because they were borrowed maybe 10 years back, 5 years back, 7 years back. So I requested, sir, please take them on charge. And then I used to have informers also in various hostels, let me tell you. Somebody told me here in Azhar Hall, for example, there's a friend of mine, my own classmate. He's still having books. So I just went to his room and just had a glance, and under the bed, a bag was lying with a box. I said, hey man, what is this? Got hold of him. I said, I can take every action against you, but I'm not taking. Take these books and take it to my room. So as a VP, I did some of these things, you can say. which some of the people may not have liked it, but I felt they are the right things. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Morning books should not be done. People used to tear pages. I hope they don't do it now. They have matured, they have improved.
Pretty strict now, no one can take it.
Yes. So we should be, doing this our IT. We should help in its growth. And let me tell you, this was always in my mind, always. Just because it IT is not different. It is our IT, it is my IT. If I am going in the class, the chair is there, the table is there. Yes, I should treat it properly. नहीं कि इसको kick मारो और उसे गिरती है गिरने दो यार. No. I always felt this is my country, this is my IT. So those feelings were always there in my mind. Right?
So you are the president of IT Foundation.
Yeah.
So what contribution do you think that the students and alumni can make for the nation and also for the Vision 2020?
As far as students are concerned, I think Vision 2020, when you say, you know what it means? You don't know?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
To be in the top 20 universities by 2032.
Yeah, in next 20 years,
Next 20
whatever
years.
it was declared, you can say, yeah, you may be right, 32. Now, how can we become in the top 20s? So many things have to be done. The faculty has to contribute, the students have to contribute, the alumni has to contribute, so many of us. We have to meet all those criteria, whichever they are there. We have to make it a beautiful campus. We have to maintain it as a beautiful campus. So as far as students are concerned, I think if they are regular in their classes, they bring good scores, they bring good projects, innovative projects, etc., so that they bring a name to the IIT. That will be a big achievement. And then maintain your hostels, maintain your surroundings, do well in your studies. That is probably what the students can do. And as far as the alumni is concerned, probably some of us, I'll say, financially they are very, very well off. They can be part of that endowment scheme. They can contribute. In fact, I know there are a number of universities in US, they have so big corpus that with that corpus, the full expenditure of the university is being done through that corpus. So in fact, yesterday we had a meeting and we talked about that. Why can't IIT Kharagpur also one day, may not be immediately in the near future, maybe not be 5 years, maybe 10 years down the line or 20 years or maybe by let's say next 2032, that the full institute's expenditure are done from the corpus created by the alumni. There are many people today among the alumni who are very, very seniors, around 60 years of age, let us say, whose children have gone abroad, they are doing very well. Children don't need any money from the parents today because बच्चों ने अपनी industry लगा ली, कुछ भी लगा ली है, and the parents also have a lot of money. Children says, Dad, hey, you do what you want. Why can't such people, pass on that money in their will to IIT Kharagpur? They can probably. And I'm telling you, there are people who are doing it. I know it. And a time will come, IIT Kharagpur will become self-sufficient. And maybe this will be the first IIT, I hope so, which becomes self-sufficient. So alumni can contribute. Similarly, there are a number of alumni who are very good in their technical field, a particular area. So yesterday we debated why can't we have something called International Departmental Advisory Group. So every department will have probably 1 or 2 alumni who are expert in that area, who are still pursuing that particular field, 1 or 2 professors, even 1 or 2 PG students, 1 or 2 UG students also, they're part of that IDAG, we call it, International Departmental Advisory Group. So every department should have that. So they feel, our labs, they need to be upgraded. There's shortage of faculty, here's a man in the industry, he's just retired, he's expert in this field, he can come and give a few lectures on that. So IDAG can play a big role. So this name was also, you can say, coined yesterday only. So alumni can devote a lot. And particularly people when they retire, let me tell you, and these days people are generally having good health, जिसको बोलते हैं तन मन धन से आप contribute कर सकते हो. So alumni can do all that. तन मन धन तीनों दे सकता है वो. And Kharagpur can come out. I don't know what is your thinking process now, to be very frank, though I keep getting in touch. One thing is very much sure. There's a feeling, maybe that feeling may be wrong in our minds. Most of you who have come to IIT, you attended some or the other coaching sessions. Am I right?
Yes.
Most of you. Are there some people, by the way, who came without any coaching?
So very few.
Very few. So coaching people, probably they program you how to crack JEE. They just program you. And just go there, you vomit it out or whatever it is. I'm not very sure how is the deep understanding, how is the deep analytical capability. I hope it is there. I'm just hoping it. So probably you have to come out of that and let your individual innovativeness, your own creativity, that should come out. Remove that, programming mode. That means that too much of coaching. That level of coaching is not here during your BTech. Probably what they call is flipped classroom concept these days. They use the word, I don't know whether it's used here or not. That means you learn on your own basically. Okay, and you approach your professor just for the guidance actually. So you learn on your own. And make it challenge today, and to be very frank, during our time, I'll say, majority of the people after leaving Kharagpur, they were doing technical jobs. Some of them used to go for MBAs and all those type of things, one or the other. But still majority was doing technical job. Today I feel probably majority is doing a non-technical job. Am I right?
Yes.
Though again the concept is changing. Hamare time mein there was no Vinod Gupta School of Management. There was no law school. Now I believe there's a medical college also coming up here. So probably thinking is changing. Fine, no problem. Let's accept that thinking. So it's no more technology standalone. At our time it was a hardcore technology institute. The name continues to be there, Indian Institute of Technology, but I think we have gone beyond that. See, as far as thought process is concerned, with the times actually people do change. We were in a different age. The young ITN today is in a different age. Our age was, waiting for the letters. You are on WhatsApp and email instantaneously. You are in touch with your parents, friends, girlfriends, and whatever you call it. तो हम तो डाकिये के इंतजार करते थे letter कब आएगा, and people used to wait for the postman and grab the letters from him. And sometimes when you feel that somebody is going to get a letter from a foreign university, so till he gives you a treat in the nearest restaurant, you don't hand over the letter to him at times, those type of things used to happen. So times have changed. You people are maybe, I'll say, more tech savvy than we were. At the same time, I do believe, probably हमारे time में भी लोग coaching वगैरह लेके आते थे. But these days, probably I think the number of people who have been programmed to crack JEE, their number in percentage has increased much more. Percentages I am talking about. हमारे time में maybe 50% people were without any coaching. Maybe I'm just throwing a figure, or maybe even more. And आज को तो मेरे ख्याल से शायद 95% coaching वाले होंगे मेरे ख्याल से. 99%. Okay. So probably I think once you join the IIT, you have to come out of that programming mode. You have to be a self-starter. You have to think innovatively. You have to be creative. Because you don't have to depend on your professors and the teachers that they will, आप लोगों की उंगली पकड़ के आपको आगे ले जाएंगे. There has to be a lot of peers learning, which used to be there during our time also. I don't know whether it's there or not. I hope it is there even today. There's a peer learning. You learn amongst yourself much more than what you learn in the class. Teachers, professors, they are there to guide you. They are almost, I use the word, a facilitator, basically. Yes, you have some doubts, you go to them. There's a concept of flipped classroom, that you do most of the learning yourself. I think, probably I believe, teaching has to change into be learning now. No more teaching, it's learning. But yes, they are facilitator for you. So students, I don't know how much time you spend in the outdoor activities these days, or you are busy on your laptops and computers most of the time in your rooms. We used to have a lot of bonding amongst ourselves, a lot of hall activities, आपस में मिलना, जुलना, गप्पे मारना, रात को बैठ करके, इकट्ठे बैठ करके पढ़ाई भी करना. So मुझे ऐसा लगता है आजकल लोग अपने अपने रूम में कंप्यूटर पे ज़्यादा बिजी हैं. We used to have what we call common room, जिसमें टीवी तो मेरे ख्याल से हमारे भी शायद सेकेंड और थर्ड ईयर में आया था. उसके पहले सिर्फ म्यूजिक सिस्टम होता था. सो एटलीस्ट लोग कॉमन रूम में बैठ करके टीवी खेलते थे और म्यूजिक भी सुनते थे, हल्ला गुल्ला करते थे. I don't know, people may be using just a headphone these days on mobile and enjoying their own, everybody separately. मुझे लगता है ऐसा जो आपस में बॉन्डिंग था वो शायद कुछ कम हो गया होगा आजकल बिकॉज ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी. जो हमारा हल्ला गुल्ला होता था बहुत ज़्यादा. But I do see there are many things which have even improved also probably today. I felt that that your lighting competition on Diwali, that has taken a very big shape today. It used to be there during our time, but it has gone into bigger proportion. And Spring Festival also you are celebrating, I think, with much more vigor and all that. But yes, एक चीज मैं बताऊँ आपको ये Spring Festival के बारे में. We used to manage with very very limited funds which we had. We used to get little bit of sponsorship. But I find these days KGPNs going all around in big metro cities, going to the everybody sir कुछ दे दो sir कुछ दे दो. मुझे थोड़ा awkward लगता है to be very frank about that part. You can catch the corporates perfectly fine, but don't catch the individuals. It's a little bit it puts off. That's my feeling. Corporates, yes, why not? If a chap IT and he is running a corporate, उसका 1000 crore का business है, why he can always throw 1 or 2 lakhs, no problems. But individual आदमी कोई बेचारा रिटायर हो गया कुछ हो गया उसके पीछे पड़े रहना, maybe that may not be the right thing. And probably you are spending too much on Spring Festival. We never spent that much. It used to be a gala show in those days also, with those standards. We used to have good fun. So things do change. You have to accept it. Fine.
So, any interesting moments or incidents you would like to share with us?
भाई साहब अगर मैं interesting moments बताना शुरू करूँगा तो पूरी शाम तक ये हमारी बातचीत चलती रहेगी. Yes, there are a lot of interesting events if you ask me, number of them. Like in my second year, for example, let me tell you, we went trekking from Khadagpur to Jamshedpur. Second year वाले बच्चों, second year still वाले बच्चों, So we had seniors, third, fourth, and fifth year those days. तो जब उनको पता चला हम लोग पैदल जाने वाले हैं और उन दिनों बीच में कहते हैं कोई नक्सलाइट एरिया भी था, गांव था, कहते हैं लोग तुमको लूट लेंगे रास्ते में, तुम साले अंडी में वापस आओगे, ऐसे ऐसे रिमार्क सीनियर लोग दिए थे हमको. लेकिन we some of 4 of us we determined that we will go. I was from RK Hall. There was a chap Vishnu Khade from Lallu Hall, and another JP Samantre and Subodh Raje. ये तीनों लल्लू हॉल के थे, LL हॉल के. And all 4 of us हमारा एग्जाम खत्म हुआ, हमने पीछे एक हैवरसैक बांधा और चल पड़े. And actually it happened. We were supposed to stay overnight at a place called Lodashuli on the way to Jamshedpur. और लोदाशुली के पहले लगभग 5-6 किलोमीटर पहले एकदम अंधेरा हो गया, पिच डार्क शुरू हो गया. We stopped for a moment in some temple. वहाँ पे लोग हाथ सेक रहे थे. सर्दी का दिन था. I think it was probably October end of November. So they said, hey, कहाँ जा रहे हो छोरा? तो हम लोग बोले हम तो जमशेदपुर की तरफ. जमशेदपुर जाओ, यहाँ से पैदल हमने कहा तो रात को रुक जाओ, यहाँ पर सुबह चलना, क्योंकि आगे 5-6 किलोमीटर कोई दुकान नहीं है, कोई ढाबा नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. लोदाशुली से पहले कोई तुमको लूट लेगा. तो we spoke in English among ourselves कि बड़ी क्या भरोसा ये लोग हमको लूट ले यहाँ पर. तो let's move on. Anyway, we went up to लोदाशुली, सब दुकानें बंद, सब कुछ बंद. एक ढाबे में कोई थोड़ी सी लैंटर्न जल रही थी, उसको रिक्वेस्ट बाहर से आवाज लगाई कि भाई कोई है अंदर, तो अंदर से आवाज आई. पहलवान सरदार कमजोर एकदम, उसकी एक आंख फूटी हुई थी, एक आंख वाला एकदम भयानक देखने में. हाँ बोलो भाई. तो सरदार को देख के मैंने उससे पंजाबी में कम्युनिकेट किया, भैया आपको रात को रहना है इधर. तो he said, भाई मेरे पास कोई जगह नहीं है, कोई खाट नहीं है, कुछ नहीं. तो उसने बोला इधर ये नीचे घास पड़ा है, जब सोना तो सो जाओ. So he slept on the grass. और रात को हम कर रहे थे, ये कहानियां सुनानी शुरू कर दी उसने, नक्सलाइट मूवमेंट किया and all that. मैं जेल में था, मैंने ये किया वो किया. हमने कहा कहाँ फंस गए. But anyway, he turned out to be a very good chap. In the morning he gave us good parathas and dahi के साथ चाय और बढ़िया बना करके. And our second one friend Subodh Raje, he came back and 3 of us continued. He said यार मेरे से नहीं चला जा रहा. So he took left. He wanted us to also to come back, but we didn't. And we continued. And we landed at Jamshedpur in 3.5 days. Then during my fourth year, we went on cycles. यहाँ से जगन्नाथपुरी. That time 9 of us were there from different halls. So इस टाइप के हम कुछ करते रहते थे. फिर एक हिच हाइकिंग का हम दिनों बड़ा रिवाज था. हिच हाइकिंग you know? No.
Yes.
You know हिच हाइकिंग? Yeah. तो we went to दीघा शीघा इधर उधर you know. लिफ्ट लेकर जाना है. कहीं पैदल चलना है, कहीं लिफ्ट ले लेनी है. पैदल चलना, लिफ्ट ले लेनी है. So hitch hiking we used to do. And there were some people who had gone up to as far as Nepal from here those days, some seniors. So people used to do those type of things. And I believe 2 people went on cycles from here to Bombay also. I don't remember the
Yes,
names.
sir. The person who went is from Princess. That's why.
Okay, okay. So
Recently, last year.
Last year.
Okay.
In the summers.
Good. So there are people used to do these type of funny things. हॉल के अंदर भी हमारी वाटर फाइट्स होती थी. खासकर जिस दिन एग्जाम खत्म होता था मिड टर्म एंड टर्म, उस दिन वाटर फाइट्स वाज क्वाइट कॉमन इन आवर हॉल एटलीस्ट. देन आजकल वो हांडी फोड़ने वाला होता है हॉस्टल में जन्माष्टमी में.
Yes, sir.
So that was started during our time by some of the enthusiasts in every hall. तो 2 हॉल के बीच में हांडी वांडी खड़ी करके देन मानसून के दौरान वो फुटबॉल खेलना ब्लॉक्स के बीच में मानसून के दौरान. आई एम श्योर मस्ट बी नेम. We used to have those type of very nice, good things. Just to enjoy. Ideally, you should enjoy during these times. See, normally people don't like advice. Find this I learned over a period of time. So if you ask me, actually there is no advice as such. I will say live your life. King size, what they call. Enjoy life. And live your life fully. And wherever you are, I will say only one thing: leave a mark behind. कि लोग आपको याद करें वहां पे जाकर के यार इस टाइप का एक बंदा होता था. I would not like to brag about myself, but still now you have asked this question. जब मैं यहाँ से पास आउट करके गया, हमारे यहाँ पर एक प्रोफेसर होते थे, प्रोफेसर M.N. फारूकी साहब, who is no more. We used to respect him a lot. He was Dean of Alumni Affairs, Dean of Student Affairs. And Gymkhana के president भी रह चुके थे पहले वो. You know, when I went, after 2 months or 1 month, I was on mail, etc. those things. He wrote a letter to me. Jaitley, you have left an indelible impression on this place. And you have made a new yardstick for the future VPs, which they will find it very difficult to measure up to that. So this type of remarks coming from a professor, you feel happy. And students also, let me tell you, my bonding was very good with the students. And just as we mentioned in the beginning, I became VP after G6 Sankar. And for the VP, the opponent was from Nehru Hall, a very strong candidate. I was actually literally scared that he may, throw the hell out of me during soapboxes. He was a national level debater orator. I was nowhere near him. Dev Guha. उसको हम प्यार से LP बुलाते थे सभी को. He is, I think, partner in Accenture in Bangalore. We met a few years back after a long time. Great chair, too good, beautiful personality. तो जब लोगों ने मुझे बोला यार VP के लिए पता चला देव गुहा, मैंने कहा गुरु बड़ा मुश्किल है यार. और अभी तक जितने भी खड़े हुए सब हारे हैं. तो why do you want to get a very bad name? अगर तुम हार गए बेटा तो 1 साल निकालना मुश्किल हो जाएगा. As a defeated candidate, it's not so easy to, though you accept over a period of time. But मेरी अच्छी इतनी बड़ी धाक जमी हुई है. G-Sec, why should I unnecessarily take risk? But then there was a hall pressure. There was friends in the other halls also. Hey, come on, man, you can really do it, yeah. Then I took advice of some of my professors also, because you lose a lot on the studies also. Let's accept it. So finally, I decided. And Dev, though he was very good, but I will say probably जब वो 100 boxes शुरू हुए, so वहाँ पे last 2 box was सब जगह, and I won with a handsome majority with God's grace. And I've always felt, when a responsibility has given to me, I should do well. And let me tell you, the moment I created a sort of student senate, you may use the word, where all the hall presidents were part of that, and all the departmental presidents also were there in that, and I co-opted Dev Guha into that. I said, yes, he controls a lot of votes, maybe 40% or 35%, whatever it is, I don't remember. So I should also embrace him. So I said, Dave, please come. You are also part of this Senate. We need your support. And full student community, we were like this. I said, once we take a decision in this student body, that's a final decision. We may have difference of opinion, no problem, we'll discuss it out. But once we come to a decision, that's a final one. And that's what I believe till today. Once you are working as a team, you discuss out something, you may be differing on certain issues, but once you agree on a particular course of action, stick to that. It becomes your team decision then. So your personal opinion थोड़ा अलग भी था, but then it's a team decision. Stay with that. That's how the teams work. So advice is that believe in yourself, believe in your teams, believe in your people, believe in your friends. ये दुनिया बड़ी अच्छी है, खराब नहीं है. Let me tell you. लोग सोचते हैं खराब दुनिया, मैं नहीं मानता इस बात को. मैं कहता हूँ it's beautiful world, beautiful people. 1-2% थोड़े खराब होंगे, उनके कारण अपने मन में कुछ गलतफहमी डालने की जरूरत नहीं है. You may be ditched at some places by 1 or 2 people. Just ignore that as exception. उसके कारण आप अपनी mentality change मत कीजिए कि now onwards buddy I will take it, बदला लूँगा, ये लूँगा, नहीं. So beautiful world, beautiful India, and you are at a time when India is on the growth path. India has got a probably leadership today, when India is, being recognized all over the world today, in a much better way what we have seen during last since independence. We can say that. So enjoy your life, live your life. That's what I say.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure.
Thank you to all KGPs.